final is here. Is here.
Ram doesn't have anything to do with this game, by the way, guys. But I do. And it's all about, it's all about European royalty today on the Plot Malaysia.
Hello, welcome to the Plot Malaysia. We are back with a bang. This is episode number 100 something. Hurry!
The most important episode of all. The most important episode of all.
No, but okay, Hurry, for you.
By the way, guys, if you're wondering where we were for a while, Ram was going through a massive depression. Obviously, United have sunk to the depths that we have never even, I could never even dream of. I think I saw somewhere that United finished on, I don't know if it's right though, I saw it somewhere today, and one of those countless memes that you have of United at the end of the season, where they finished on 58 points, 58 goals scored, 58 goals conceded, zero, the goal difference is net zero basically, and Harry Maguire at the back. I mean, it only happens here, in Man United, but Ram.
Okay,
so I mean that's in the past. Let's talk about a beautiful thing, Let's not talk about the crap. Basically, let's talk about something. Let's talk about something you can only dream of, becoming European royalty. Because European royalty,
you will never
tomorrow.
Never. I think Real has a chance. Real has a fighting chance here. I think they're gonna take it all the way.
I mean, we've got European royalty going up against each other tomorrow. So it's basically. I don't even know what you're doing on the show, Ram. You're just here as a judge, I mean, like a referee, basically, because you don't belong in this European royalty discussion. But nonetheless, let's introduce the guest, Ram.
Yeah, go ahead, Hurry. Who's the first guest we have on the show?
Okay, I will introduce the red corner. You introduce the white corner,
Sure.
So in the red corner, representing Liverpool Football Club and a key member of our discussions in the past, he's basically a panelist. He's one of the ongoing panelists of the Plot Malaysia, none other than Samson.
Hey, Samson.
Guys. I've got my lucky Liverpool ball here.
Wherever you go tomorrow, make sure you carry that ball with you.
That's right, bro. I'm still wondering why the United fan is here, but I'm excited to be here.
Where did you plug that ball from, bro? From yours? Anyway, moving on. Next, Hurry, who's...
I shall not answer that question for your benefit.
Let me now introduce, in the red corner as well, we've got another member. He's also very regular on our show. A man who doesn't, I would say, who doesn't keep his opinions to himself. He lets them out. Yep. He speaks his mind. And he's a member of the KL Kopites as well, none other than Mr. Giri. Hey.
Oh, Mr. Giri.
Hey, hi, guys.
Hi, Giri.
Giri, since we have you on the show, I'm going to start the song. I want you to finish part of it. Jurgen said to me,
we were going to win the Premier League,
He said so.
I'm so glad.
I'm in love with him and I feel fine.
Actually, the timing was wrong because you mentioned there's now 58 points for United. Okay. Yeah. Actually, the reason why they got 58 points was because when we won the league the last time, we had 96 points on the day we won it. And 96 means Hillsborough all important. And 58 was also quite a tragic year for them. So they tried to emulate it that way.
Giri,
sorry, Raf.
Keep your opinions to yourself. We'll talk more in the show.
nice to see you.
Actually, the fact that we shouldn't even be talking about United because they've got no relevance right now. They're irrelevant entity. They're irrelevant body. They're absolutely irrelevant right now. So let's introduce in the white. We've got someone from the white corner also, Ram. Who is that?
Yeah, of course. We've got someone from the white corner. #Hala Madrid. He has come on our show before. Let's welcome Jaimal.
Hi guys.
Hey, Jaimal.
Thanks for having me.
I mean,
Just
it's
to
great
let you
to
know,
have you back on the
Jaimal,
show, bro.
I'm going to be on your side today because these three clowns over here, they're going to batter the shit out of me. So I'm going to be on your
I
side.
don't think he needs it, Ram. I don't think he needs it.
Exactly. I don't think he'd want it from a United fan also, Ram. Trust me.
Trying to get some
It's okay.
trying to be relevant in this game, I suppose. Ram.
Yeah,
this
I
game
am.
is
I'm
not
trying
about you,
to.
Ram.
You can
Yeah,
keep
yeah, it's not,
Maguire's
it's not.
in the United. Yeah.
The Malays will say tumpang glamour.
I think you're right, Giri. I think you're right. Absolutely.
But
I think I'm.
I
trying
love
to
you, I love
tumpang
you, I
glamour,
love you,
man.
I love you, Ram. So long as you support the English team.
Hala Madrid. I love you too, Giri. By the way, and by the way, Samson's got some balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's dive into this game tomorrow, it's a cruncher. It's an absolute cruncher. So obviously we've got the introductions out of the way, the fun and jokes out of the way. There's going to be a lot of more banter, I'm sure, the rest of the show. And let's get into the deep diving side of things, lads. It's an absolute cruncher. I'm getting more and more excited as the day has gone on. The days have come along. Today I was very excited. Today I was getting a bit nervous at points as well. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it normally happens to me as we close in towards the game or the time of the game as well. So I'm just going to go around and get a feel from everyone. What's their feeling like going into the game tomorrow? Let's start with you, Samson.
Oh boy, I would say excited. Nervous as well because it is Real Madrid. If it was playing United, then probably not. But since it's Real Madrid, definitely
get to the program.
a bit nervous. But I would say that it's going to be a blockbuster game. So I'm really excited. That we get to get this repeat of a showdown with Real Madrid, and it's going to be in Paris. So it's going to be an awesome game. Can't wait.
Awesome. Giri, what about you, man?
I'm quite relaxed. I'm really looking forward to this. I always wanted a replay against Madrid.
Yeah.
Took a while.
You got one.
Took a while for them to get here, but now that they are here, good.
Okay, now let's switch to the look. We're highly confident. Why not, man? You've beaten all the big houses to get here. I mean, and you've put on some last minute shows that I've never seen before. I mean, to do it in a game, fair enough. To do it 3 games back to back is quite stunning. I've got to say, I've got to give credit to the. I mean, you look down and out many games. I've got to be honest, but you keep showing resilience to come back. So, how are you feeling going into the game, man?
Well, it's a Champions League final, so you have to be excited about it, without doubt. To be here is great enough, but like I said, I think this game can go either way because it's a different Madrid team from the last time we met. It's a different Liverpool team from the last time we met. Madrid has no Ronaldo, Bale is out of the team, Hazard is not there, so not really good replacement as well. And then we lost Varane and Ramos in the same season, our main centre backs. But somehow we are here in the final. So I'm definitely excited to see what happens. Can't wait for it. 5th Champions League in 9 years. I think that's not bad for the team. So let's see what happens.
I read a stat the last couple of days where Madrid have not lost a Champions League final since 1981.
Yeah, and the one that they lost in 1981 was against Liverpool.
And it was in Paris. In Paris,
yes, exactly.
As well.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if that repeats itself, I'm just giving everyone a bit of an omen, because I've been hearing a lot of things if you watch a lot of shows now, you hear a lot of things. The Champions League is destined for Madrid the way they've come back. I thought I might as well throw an omen out there as well. There must be a bit of destiny for Liverpool in this as well, So get it out there,
To be in the final is not a small thing. So you know what, you got to give credit to both teams, if you ask me.
I actually appreciate that a lot because we hear a lot of things, right, Giri? I'm sure you've been hearing as well. United fans especially coming out in the tons. City fans as well. What happens if Liverpool don't win the Champions League? They basically got two low domestic cups, and that's about it. Is it a failure or is it a success for you guys? So let me go around just ask the Liverpool fans very quickly. What do you think, Giri? Is this still if we lose the Champions League final? It's a big if, but if we lose the Champions League final, how would you class the season?
I think it's been a good season already, irrespective of the result tomorrow. It's been a good season to win, 2 trophies in a season, And if this becomes a practice, it's good. You have to win something every year. You know, you have to win 1 trophy or 2 trophies every year. If we do it tomorrow, it'll be a great year.
It'd be a sensational year. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you said to me at the beginning of the season, you're going to get to the Champions League final, just miss out on the Premiership and win 2 domestic cups. With the way we were last season, I'd have chewed your hand off. I'd have taken it.
I would have done the same. Not just that. Thinking about it, when Liverpool fans were going to the season a bit low because we went into the summer and we just signed one player, Konate. If you recall, it was a very low budget transfer window as well. So everyone was a bit down. Whereas United went and signed, Ronaldo, Varane, Sancho, etc. And everyone was spending money.
United is not in the picture over here. Okay, get to the program, Hari.
I just had to bring it up.
It's not supposed to be in the program over here.
Hari, you cannot call something persona non grata and also be fixated with it.
Yeah, good point.
You understand?
Good point. Good point.
Okay. We have to channel our energy towards Real Madrid.
I agree.
I
agree.
Jaima. Here. Yes. Okay. Good.
Yes, but regardless of what happens, I mean, tomorrow in the final, if Liverpool wins or not, I think the only plus point you can take from it is the fact that you guys will be in the Champions League next year as well, unlike United.
I agree. I'll throw that in. Why not? Why not? We'll throw that in again.
I was supposed to be on your side.
No, I'm just stating. No. Thanks for being myself. I'm just stating the fact. You know what I mean? You're not going to be in the Champions League next year, so
facts are boring sometimes. Moving on.
Let's start with deep diving into the game line. So I'm going to start with Samson here. Samson, we've spoken about how we feel about the game, how going into the game. But what about the match tomorrow? Where is going to be the key matchups, etc. Let me just share what I think is going to be the team tomorrow. I just want to see what your thoughts are as well going into this. But yeah, what are your thoughts going into the game tomorrow?
Right.
So this is the team I've predicted, right, for Liverpool to start. So I've gone with Alisson in goal. And I mean, guys, I want to get your thoughts, Samson. I want to get your thoughts, Giri. And I'm going to get Jamal into this conversation as well. But this is what I've gone with.
My thoughts also?
You can chip in if you want, Ram. Why not? I mean, you're seeing a star-studded team. You don't have players like this in your squad, so why not chip in?
Fine.
But I mean, I've gone with I think a steady back four. I mean, well, actually, there is a debate in the back four. So I've gone with Alisson. I've gone with Van Dijk. I've gone with Robertson. I've gone with Trent. I think no questions asked there. The big question is Konate or Matip. I've gone with Konate. And the reason I've gone with Konate here is because Vinicius Jr. plays down that side. Trent moves up the pitch. He's got pace to burn. And I feel Konate gives you that bit of pace if you need to track back or cover for Trent. So that's why I've gone with him. But it's up for debate because Matip is outrageous. He's unbelievable. He's the more experienced of the two, right? Going into a game like this. So give me your thoughts on that to start with, Giri. Who would you go with?
Actually, I'll start with Matip.
Okay. No. Yep.
I think his defensive discipline is so much better than Konate. And this is Konate's debut at a high-level competition final. He may be overwrought by the circumstance. And I feel that sometimes experience is a little bit better than... we can count on him on a goal from a set piece, but I'd rather concede that and have some kind of stability because Madrid do not need 20 chances to score 2 goals. You give them 2 chances, they can score 2 goals. So they're pretty sharp. Yep. So our defensive and with Benzema, his positional ability to get himself into a position is so good. That marking is very important. And how they alternate, between. And I think that my personal preference is to go with Matip.
Fair enough. What about you, Samson? Who would you go with?
Yes, I think I would definitely agree as well to go with Matip. Simply because of experience. And I think this is going to be, I think it's a big ask for Konate, putting him in a Champions League final like that. So, and it would be Matip's chance. I think he's been waiting for this for a long time. So, why not? And I would definitely depend on him, to get the job done as well.
And listen, it's Matip and Van Dijk with a partnership that won us the Champions League last time as well. So maybe it's lucky omen. And I would have probably gone with Matip. My only fear was Vinicius, which is why I went with Konate and the pace that Vinicius may have on Trent, right, in that game. That's what I've gone with. Are there any debates about the midfield I've gone with, guys?
can I share something?
Yeah, sure, Ram, go ahead.
I mean, I'll go with Matip as well. Considering that, and you said because it's a good omen, right, Hari? And
Yep.
you mentioned. So I think with Matip going to be in the defense for Liverpool, I think it's going to be an oh man. So yeah. So I think it's going to be good.
Matip for you.
I can play the cricket sound for you, Ram, if you want. but good try. So let's go to a formidable midfield, Hari. And let's talk about something that I think United lacks as well. Very
Absolutely.
badly,
Absolutely.
they lack a strong midfield. So let's talk about a world class midfield here.
Yeah,
You know,
actually, here, what are there any debates about the midfield between the two of you, Gary
All
and
right.
Samson?
So the problem is Thiago's fitness, right? So of course there's no debate. First choice, I would definitely go with this as well. Problem is whether Thiago is fit enough to start. I think Klopp has come out to say that he's surprised with the progress. So there could be a chance. If it is the case, then definitely why not? Yeah. So let's see. But definitely my first pick as well.
What about you, Gary? So I mean,
I,
news coming out is Thiago did train yesterday, as well.
I don't
and
think he'll
Fabinho has
start.
been training.
I don't
Okay.
think he'll start.
I don't think he'll
the-
start too.
he'll
I
play-
don't think so.
I think he'll play Matip at the back, and the cover for Trent, will be Jordan Henderson, which means
Yep.
Jordan Henderson is been doing a lot of work on the right hand side. A double pivot, on their left flank, and so you need a ball carrying midfielder in the midfield to cover up
Yep.
and to take the ball through the lines. And I think,
Yep.
in all probability, Naby Keita will start.
Yeah.
And it's and you're saying this because of fitness of Thiago, right?
That's one thing. Number two is,
Yep.
I mean, if we are preparing for Madrid, you will find that in the last 3 games against PSG, against Chelsea, and against Manchester City, if you look at the games, in all 6 games, Madrid controlled the pace and tempo in the last 30 minutes of all those games.
Yep.
Now, so I think it's more valuable for us to have Thiago in the last 30 to 20 minutes, to actually dictate, to be a metronome kind of player. It's going to be that kind. The game is going to be very slow at the beginning because we don't play with each other too often. So both will
But
be
correct me
fighting
if
each other out.
correct me
I
if I'm
actually-
wrong,
I-
Giri. Correct me if I'm wrong, Giri, because when you took it, Thiago, when he starts the game, he plays so much better versus coming as a substitute. Do you think so?
Yeah.
Or you
Yeah,
think
but
it's
you
going to make
see,
a difference?
the thing is this: I think Klopp will play it safe, and because it's 5 substitutions you can make in the Champions League, we can bring him on anytime, depending on his fitness level. We don't know what the fitness level is. His attendance there may just be a red herring. You don't know this, so I'm just going to work on the premise, that he's not fully fit, lah.
Yep.
And either he's strapped or takes some painkillers and jabs or whatever it takes. I don't think he will risk starting him.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You
Let me
know,
get
because-
Jamal. Let me get Jamal into this. I'm very intrigued by Real Madrid perspective on this. Like, Jamal, who would you rather face? Who would you rather see in the Liverpool midfield? From a Real Madrid
Actually-
perspective.
I would definitely want Thiago to start if you ask me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You mean it's
Yes.
going to be better for Madrid if Thiago
It-
starts?
No, to be fair, you need both teams to be equally strong. You don't want to be a
Okay.
situation where the players are not fit, injured, and
Yeah.
I would rather face first 11 of Liverpool as well. So so both teams have their first starting lineup. It'll be much more interesting for me.
Oh,
However,
fantastic.
back to the earlier conversation you guys had, about Konate and Matip. I think Konate would have been a better call, knowing the fact that how Vinicius Junior actually plays. So he'll be a good cover up because Benzema plays as a false 9 at times, so he
Yep.
tends to fall back, and
Yep.
automatically Modric, who's your attacking midfielder, will move up, and you've got Valverde who's covering the midfield. So the shape of Madrid, the way they play their 4-3-3, is very asymmetrical. It's not a rigid 4-3-3, so they keep
Yep.
changing their shape. So I think Konate would do better compared to Matip. I'm not discrediting Matip. He's definitely a world-class player, but for this game, I think Konate would be better for Liverpool, of course. Yeah.
Oh, it's really interesting to hear from a Madrid perspective, man. Fantastic. I mean, I had similar thoughts, but like I said, it's up for debate, and it's
Yep.
and it's anyone, right? It could be heads or tail. Both are quality. Both can add different qualities to the game. Matip can get the ball, can progress the ball really well from defense, right? He almost like a second midfielder, fourth midfielder he becomes. And Kanate, obviously, for the pace that he brings in the back line. What about up top, guys? So Gary Sampson here. I've gone with Luis Diaz, Mane, Salah. Are there any debates here? Would you guys go with Senor or Diogo Jota to start with, or would you leave them on the bench?
I was expecting Firmino to start though. I was really thinking that Firmino would be a better call to start because he has contributed so much in Liverpool's game. Whether he's coming on a substitute or whether he has started, but to me, I think Luis Diaz is good. Is good coming off from the bench. If you ask me personally, putting differences aside, I think Firmino would be a good start based on experience instead of Luis Diaz. That's what I think.
That's a good perspective. What about you, Samson? What about you, Giri?
Well, for me, I think it was. I think it was a surprise when Mane was actually he got the chance to actually start up front. I think that all happened during the whole African Cup of Nations thing and all that. We were they were just rotating the strikers around. Some was available, depends on, and turned out very well for us. Putting Mane in that role and switching things around after Luis Diaz came in. I would go with this as well. Klopp is not known for changing things. If it's a system that works, then he goes with it. So I have a very strong feeling that this is the front three that he's going to start with. However, looking at Madrid's team, I may start. Actually, to be honest with you, I would go with Firmino instead of I put Mane left, Salah right, and start with Firmino. That's just me. I want to keep some legs for Madrid later because Madrid, as what Giri said, will up the tempo again. Towards the end of the game. So you need someone to be running around and making those cut-ins and stuff like that. So to wear all three of them out from the start, I'm not sure, but I personally think this is what Klopp would go with.
Awesome. What about you, Giri? Your thoughts?
No, I think we should play to form. I don't think we should be postponing our goal scoring to much later in the game because we may not have that chance.
And I agree with that, and that's the reason why I've gone with Luis Diaz from the start because he comes off the bench, impact. But why not start him? Let him get at them from the start, and try.
Yeah, I think Bobby will be a lot more effective if we can take a lead into the mid of the second half. Okay, then Madrid starts pushing up, and when Madrid starts pushing up, that's when Bobby's link up play is most useful. Hopefully we'll be in the lead by then because then you bring in Bobby and you take out whoever, it doesn't matter. Okay, his link up play, and I don't think Bobby can play the full 90 minutes anyway. He has not arrived at that station of fitness for some time now. It'd be quite a dangerous thing to play him, and if he kept losing the ball in midfield because Madrid will crowd the midfield. That's what they do, and I think what our friend here said earlier. The way they set up their 4-3-3 is to actually empower the midfield, both at the base. They almost play like a diamond, but they're very flexible. They move it around quite a bit, and they've got very good ball handling players. So I don't think we should be losing the ball much in midfield. In fact, we should slow the game down and turn it into a complete European tie, as boring as it may get, because that's
So you want to see it going penalties or extra time? You see this going there?
I mean, if it has to go to penalties, it'll go to penalties. It doesn't matter. And Liverpool keep winning things on penalties anyway. So
another penalties. Yeah.
Only thing when you're organizing a live viewing event like us at KL Copa, it's okay. If it goes to penalties, the game will finish about 6 o'clock in the morning.
And not just that, Giri, I don't think I can deal with the heart attacks anymore. The heart attack moments, bro. Too many penalty shootouts in the year, man.
Close calls.
Yeah, too many close calls.
But we have never lost a penalty shootout in a European Cup final.
Okay. Let's. I mean, I don't want it to go that far, so let's hope it doesn't go there. But
Jaimal, Jama, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about a front three that Harry has predicted for Liverpool? Do you think it's what you want?
Um,
Actually,
You
no.
know?
Let's reverse that question. Great question. Let's reverse it. Who do you fear most in that front three, Jaima?
Yeah.
honest,
Okay.
at,
Yeah.
at, at the
Yeah.
moment, no. To be
Yeah.
honest, with the lineup that you went, I think this is your best three at the moment from the five you have.
Yeah. Yep.
Like Giri said earlier, you played to form, right? So I think these
Yep.
three players have been brilliant for the AFCON as well. And Diaz, I tell you, what mind-blowing signing if you ask me for Liverpool. I'm not discounting the fact that look, you've got Firmino as well, and you've got Jota, brilliant
Yep.
players. But at the moment, I think this is your best three.
Yep.
So I would be fearful of this front three without doubt.
I think and who would you fear the most out of that front three? I'm just curious to know if you had to pick one of them going up
Mane,
against your defense.
Mane.
Oh, very
Yeah.
interesting, man. Very interesting. I was thinking you might go with Diaz because Diaz against Carvajal. Carvajal is a bit. I think
No,
he's
but
a bit
Carvajal,
weak
see,
as well.
Diaz has space. Carvajal has space as well. And then you've got beside him Militao or Alaba, whichever way they go. Most likely
Yep.
it's going to be Militao. He's a no-nonsense kind of defender. But I
Yep.
think Mane plays with his brains, not with his pace. So I'm more afraid of Mane if you ask me. Brilliant
What about
footballer.
Salah and the revenge he's
Salah.
after?
Oh, that's a good question, man. Yeah. The Harry.
Well, the last time I remember seeing Salah playing was when the time he fell down and he got subbed for the Chelsea game, and I was wondering, hey, but Ramos is not playing. Why are you injured? But honestly, I think he can get his revenge without doubt. It's a different game. It's the final again. Anything can happen. And like I said,
He's
the
good.
squad that
He,
Liverpool has right now is very strong as well, if you ask me.
and he's got a lot of
So
motivation, right? He's got a lot of motivation, and also we'll just see
yeah,
how
Anger.
that ends up. I think the
You see,
only thing, the only
Harry, in my opinion, I think Salah has, of course, all the emotions that you said, like anger, revenge. But do you think he's going to channel it the right way in this game,
no,
in the
and
final?
no, and that's for us to find out tomorrow, right? I mean, the hope is he does. He plays an unselfish game, which is very important. Not just thinking about himself, but thinking about the team and making sure what he does is for the best of the team. So we'll find out tomorrow, obviously, on that one. But yeah, I mean, like I said, good squad, good bench options as well. There's Jota, there's Firmino. I think the only reason why I did think about Bobby Firmino was Casemiro. To maybe have Bobby Firmino drop down, and he's really good with picking the ball off the defensive midfielder, right? He's almost like a fourth midfielder. So he will
right.
give us that allow us to balance that Madrid midfield by getting in there and holding on to or sticking to Casemiro. But I mean, yeah, I mean, going by form, these are the three I'll go with, man. They've got all three of them have got pace, which is scary, right? Anytime you've got pace, that scares the shit out of defenders, right? So that's a good one. I will move on, Jamal, because I want to also share what I mean, Jamal's predicted 11 as well from the Madrid perspective. There you go. So I think he's gone with obviously Thibaut Courtois. I think there are a couple of things here we'll speak about, but Ferland Mendy I think is a shoe-in. Carvajal is a shoe-in. Eden Militao is a shoe-in. This is the big question mark. Just like Thiago is a question mark for us, I think this is a bigger question mark. But I think Alaba has been out for a long time, isn't it? For quite a while,
Yes.
he's been out of action. They
He's
say
been
he's
out.
fit, but if he is fit, would you then throw him in?
If
into a
he's
game
fully
of this
if
magnitude?
he's fully fit, like how you were discussing about Thiago as well. If he's fully fit, he definitely has to start without doubt. If he's not, I mean, he's unsure, he's not fully fit, I'll definitely go with Nacho then as centre back without doubt. He has been brilliant. He's a very good cover up for Alaba. So, but
Yep.
I have this feeling that I think he's going to start. Alaba is going to start.
I think the one thing I was going to say, right? I mean, talking about swinging back to Liverpool very quickly there is with Alaba, he's got pace, I think, recovery pace. I think he's quite good.
Yeah.
He's good on the ball. He plays in midfield, right, for Austria as well. But I was
Yes.
just thinking about this earlier today, right? Liverpool, one of Liverpool's strengths this season, and I want Giri and Samson to chime in here as well, has been set pieces, scoring from a lot of set pieces. I looked at the Madrid side. I don't think you guys have much height across this team. Correct me if I'm wrong.
True.
So I mean, and obviously more so if Alaba doesn't play and Nacho plays. I don't think Nacho is a very tall defender. Do you see that as being a bit of a problem for you, Jama?
It will definitely be a problem because look, you definitely need a taller wall in front to prevent. But unfortunately, we don't have tall players, so I don't see how. See, Valverde, for example, is a very versatile player. He plays on the right midfield. He plays in central midfield. He can even play on the right back as well. But then again, it'll be a waste to put someone of his talent in the right back just for sake of having a tall wall kind of thing.
Yep. Yep.
It's definitely a slight disadvantage, but when you've got someone like Courtois in between the post, I think it's quite helpful to know how tall he is. So let's see how that helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Do
And
you
he has
see
had,
this?
sorry, and
Go ahead.
Courtois has had a brilliant season this year as well.
I agree.
He has
Yeah,
saved
I
us
agree.
countless points. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that save
I
that he
feel like
pulled off from
Kota is
Jack
the David De
Grealish.
Gea. David De Gea of Real
Yeah,
Madrid.
yeah. He was what David De Gea was a couple of seasons back when how he was single-handedly saving United. So
I think
yeah,
that
we're having
that
that now.
save he made off Jack Grealish, if you remember, I think with his
Oh. And
stud or
then
something.
with his
Yeah.
start, and then Mendy, yeah, correct. And then Mendy cleared it off the line or
Yep.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
correct,
was
exactly.
a deciding save, right? So awesome.
Yes.
What about you, Giri and Samson? Do you think that could be an advantage for us, set pieces here?
Yep. Well, I think definitely an advantage in that sense. But if you're looking at our front three as well, we don't have really tall players there. But of course, we're depending on our
Van
centre
Dijk,
backs.
Matip, yep.
Centre backs to come in,
Fabinho, maybe.
which is quite good as well. Yep, Fabinho as well. But again, I have to give credit to Timo. Courtois. I think this guy has been amazing. This season. So among in the defensive line, I think Courtois is going to be our biggest problem. So yeah.
Well, news coming out of Liverpool just now, by the way, guys. Klopp has said Thiago has trained, he's fit and ready to go and start if needed. So hopefully a masterclass incoming. But yeah, I mean that's news is just breaking now, basically. Go ahead, Giri.
I don't remember Madrid conceding many goals from
Set
set
pieces.
pieces.
In La
Because
Liga,
they're
they did actually. Yeah.
Okay, La Liga, forget about it.
Yeah,
I mean, I go back the last 3 games. Okay, most of their goals that they conceded against Man City,
The round of play.
against Chelsea, they were all off the run of play. I mean, I'm talking about balls through the passing lanes and stuff like that, because their central defenders, the center halves, because they've been chopping and changing quite a bit, they don't mark it very well. So you can actually pull them out of shape. You understand? If we played a very narrow front three, okay, and this is where I wish there was a fit Bobby playing at 100%, because he will drag the centre back out, and I think both Alaba, and what's his name, have been guilty of that over the course of time. I don't think this is a game where we should count on set pieces, although we will get a lot. I don't think that's where the game is going to be decided. I think the game is going to be decided in the shape and pace of the game. That's where it's going to be decided.
I think there's one thing I'm going to add here, and we're coming to the midfield, right? So let's talk about this midfield. It's a world-renowned midfield. It's a midfield that's won them countless Champions League, back-to-back Champions League. I mean, on their peak, when they were at their peak, or if you can consider some are still at their peak, that's the best midfield, right? That ever is, right? Modric,
you look at
Casemiro, and
Modric.
Kroos.
You just look at
Modric.
Modric. He's 30 plus, almost what? I don't know how is his prime, but he's still playing. He's still playing like he's never aged. That's the beauty about that.
Yep. So I mean, they're quality midfield. I think one thing this midfield lacks, and maybe age-related as well, is athleticism. And I think that is where Chelsea and even to a certain extent Man City got about them in midfield.
Definitely.
But then what?
Definitely.
But then exactly, and Valverde helps in that aspect. But I think what Madrid have done in later part of games, and which is why they've come on strong in games in the end, is they've had the legs of Camavinga coming on and Rodrigo coming on. And Camavinga has been brilliant. Whenever I've seen him come on, he's brilliant. He's got real legs in that midfield, which is why I think it's going to be crucial from a Liverpool perspective. We keep legs like, whether it's Curtis Jones, whether it's James Milner, I think, to come on later on and really keep a watch on Camavinga, for example, get into him, or even someone like Naby Keita, for example, to come on, or Thiago to come on later and dictate play, as you mentioned, Gary, because I think that's been the key for Madrid. They've got the class in the midfield, they lack athleticism, but then they bring them on later. These guys with a lot of legs.
These young future players, I suppose. So they are still learning, I suppose. So they're not yet being able to assume that role. So they're learning from these so-called legends for now. But I definitely see people like Camavinga and Valverde in the future midfield for Real Madrid, without doubt.
And Mr. Guy chips in. Sorry, I don't see how Liverpool can beat Madrid. Well, tune in tomorrow, my friend.
I agree with you. Mr. Guy. You my man. Yes.
Then Trinity chips in. I just can't believe Klopp being awarded the manager of the season. Really well. I thought he deserved it, to be honest, because of all the
hands
cups he was
down.
involved in as well. Hands down, I thought he deserved it. Maybe Premier League, no. It could have been Eddie Howe, just for the Premier League, for example, and how he rescued Newcastle. But I think overall, Klopp deserves it. Up top, I think no questions on this Madrid front three that's going to start. Well, there is one question. So you have gone with Vinicius Junior, Karim Benzema, which are shoe-ins, and Valverde. The question now is, do you start with Valverde or do you go with Rodrigo, who's been coming up trumps for you guys?
I believe I will definitely go with Valverde for the sole reason that, like I said, Real Madrid plays a asymmetrical 4-3-3, which is why at times Valverde will actually drop in and help our aging midfield in Modric and Cruz. So, like how we earlier on saw, Liverpool's front three, I believe, is very, very sharp. So you need to actually strengthen your midfield as well, because I know how Liverpool is going to go all out attack as well. So I will never go for Rodrigo for starting, but I definitely do see Rodrigo coming on somewhere maybe in the 17th minute or so, for the sole purpose of probably taking out Cruz, and then Valverde will drop in midfield. Then probably you'll see Cruz going out, and then Rodrigo goes back to the right wing. Right wing, yes. And probably
So it's a
later on
more
the game, you
versatile
will
approach.
definitely see, yes, and probably later on you will also see Modric coming out and Camavinga coming in as well, to actually again have that pace in midfield. You know what I mean? To keep controlling the ball.
Actually, if you Madrid games, right, it's been the standard substitutions, isn't it, Jama?
Yes,
it's been the same substitutions that he pulls off
exactly.
game after game. Right? You can
which I think is very crucial for a team that. Let's take one step back. Like, look at the last transfer season. Who did we get in as reinforcement? Only Camavinga and Alaba. Only two.
Yep.
So our squad depth now is no longer what it was previously. We've lost a lot of players. We're not getting in more players. So the one thing I like about Ancelotti is this: he knows his starting lineup. He knows his regular substitutes. So if you keep playing them again and again, what happens is they form that understanding, that bond, which is very important for the team. Especially for the team like Madrid, which is now going through that phase of change. Because you got players leaving, you see people like Cruz and Modric leaving pretty soon. Casemiro is aging, for example. Benzema is going to go. So you need to have that system. So I admire Ancelotti in that as well. So yeah.
Yep.
Awesome, and Ari, I think his the point that he just made is valid, and it serves both teams. I think tomorrow's game is probably going to be decided in eventuality by the substitutions.
And there are 5 substitutions here, by the way, guys. I think we got to remember there are 5 substitutes.
Yeah. You can either be leading and substitute to kill the game, or to bore the game to death, or you can substitute, to try to get a result. Either way, both teams are quite well equipped for it.
For some reason, Giri and Samson and Hari, I see this is going to be a very high-scoring first 90 minutes. I think it's going to be like 2-2, 3-3 kind of score. Like I see that goals are going to be flying in because of the attack-minded players that both teams have. So that's what I see happening.
Let's put it this way, Ram. Both teams are not afraid to go behind in a game. Both teams have the ability to come back. There's a resilience in both teams. And I don't think who scores the first goal is going to determine the direction of the game.
Definitely.
The only question is, if Liverpool score first, then Madrid will up their pace. If Madrid score first, then the first 20 minutes is going to be cat and mouse. You watch this, the first 20 minutes, cat and mouse. And I just hope there's no stupid refereeing decision that disturbs that
spoil the game.
Spoil the game.
Yeah.
Who's the referee, by the way?
And if I can add, so to just adding on to the front three, I think we didn't talk a lot about Benzema, which we should.
Which is what I was going to come to, actually, Samson. I was just about to ask.
So,
let's talk about Benzema. We've spoken about Vinicius to a large extent, the pace that he brings to the team, Vinicius Junior.
Yeah.
But we've got to talk about the world's best player right now. I got to say, on current form, Karim Benzema. How good is this guy, man, Samson?
Dude, this guy is, for his age, and unbelievable. I think, like what we said, he's carried the team. I think a lot of he's the captain now, I believe. I think Marcelo is not playing, so he's the captain. a classier captain than the last one, I have to say, of course. So I am actually looking forward, for this game. And Van Dijk, up against Karim Benzema is going to be an awesome battle. But nevertheless, credit is give credit where it's due. He has been a formidable striker. Definitely, I would say he's been in current form the best player, best striker. He's I think Ancelotti said this as well. He's not just all-round striker, a complete striker. He's a complete player. How he links up play, how he goes back, he drops back, his positioning. Giri mentioned about it as well.
Unselfish.
Very unselfish.
Unbelievable. His
Very
positioning.
unselfish.
Not just that, I'm going to add this, right? For the star name that he is, the work he puts in, he presses from the front.
Yeah,
unbelievably well. Yeah.
So with him, they could even do a 4-5-1 with him, or they could do a 4-4-2 with him, or he could drop to a false nine. So it's so, I think with a player like him, I think they could do a lot, and so it's going to be a very interesting one. So
Giri, tell me something, man. I'm going to put this to you. How do we stop this guy, Benzema? Who stops him, and how do we stop him?
But I mean, we play a very high line.
Yep.
That will stop him. Because he's going to get caught offside, and what they're going to do, is either Valverde or what's his name?
Vinicius Jr.
Vinicius is going to have to tuck in so that they are in receipt of the second ball. So they put a ball into him. He'll either tap it to the side, to the left, to the right, or head it, so that somebody can go behind the line. That's going to be their opening strategy. Okay? That's one. You can't man mark somebody like him. He is, I think, the most positionally astute center forward I have seen, in a long time.
That's the best
and
way
he's
to
good
put
with
it,
his
man.
head.
Fantastic,
He's good with his head. He's good with both feet. So long as we are forcing them to play at pace up front, we are okay. The minute we drop deep and we allow the formations to take effect, then it's one cross into him, one pass to him, he picks up the position. I mean, 8 out of 10 times he scores.
Yep.
So we just deprive them of space. That's the only thing we can do, at least until their midfield engine gets tired, which I expect will happen somewhere in the 60th, 70th minute. Modric's legs will go, Toni Kroos's legs will go. That's when the substitution comes in. And after that, because of the nature of their substitution, whether they are winning or losing, the only way they can play is on the front foot, because that's the nature of their players. Asensio and all are not positionally disciplined enough. So they have to be on the front foot. That's when our counter-attack will come into play. So I expect this game to oscillate one time, a boring first 15 minutes, and then we'll take the heads up onto them. Depending on how that works out at halftime, a little bit of adjustment. I think we will make the first substitution. I don't think they will. Because, if you don't mind me, we try to study this Real Madrid team. And you can't study this Real Madrid team. You have to study Carlo Ancelotti. As a player, as a manager, I've noticed ever since even the time when we used to play Milan, in the mid-2000s and all, his teams are formidable because he makes them into counter-reactive machines, which means they are quite prepared to concede a goal or 2 goals whilst they are studying the game. They study, pretty much what Klopp gets our boys to do as well. They study the game. And when the time is right, they know what to do. That's both the Madrid experience and what Carlo Ancelotti just generally brings to all his teams. No panic. He's very calm.
Yeah, he's extremely calm. I've got to say, he's an extremely calm manager.
And so long as Modric, Toni Kroos, Benzema, all the older players are on the field, they will be calm. So we have to match them and try to take the legs out of their midfield up to the 60th, 70th minute. Because after that, we can rely on defensive solidity. If we try to play at their pace very early, we will be depriving ourselves of a lot of opportunities.
It's all about who controls the tempo tomorrow, I believe.
I was just about to say that, Jamal. I think the tempo is key in this game, right? I think a slower tempo suits Madrid, right? You play at a slower tempo, the midfield starts dictating the game.
Yeah.
Because
We play at a
Cruz
fast tempo
is
with
very
Ireland.
good with the ball. Cruz holds the
Absolutely.
ball. He switches it left and right. So as long as we go
Correct.
slow, we are okay with it, without doubt.
Correct. Correct. We mustn't force the issue too early, because one thing I can say about our front three, as compared to somebody like Benzema, is that we get frustrated a little bit. Especially, I mean, we in English football, we use stupid lines like parking the bus or low block. Madrid are very good in transition play. One of the best around in transition. I don't know
Oh,
how they pop up.
counter attacking at absolute
They
pace.
pop up, okay, and even their slowest players can pop up in the best positions, and because their passing is so good, they can send it through the lines quite easily.
Yep.
So if we're not careful, and that's why, okay, Fabinho's role tomorrow is very, very pivotal. He has to read the game properly. He has to adjust the spaces between the midfield and the back line very early in the movement. Otherwise, we're going to get caught out, which we probably will. I mean, we probably will. I mean, we'll probably get caught out once, at least tomorrow, where the offside doesn't work. I mean, they're too good not to catch us out. I'd be surprised if they don't.
And the pace of
And
Vinicius
it's
Junior.
likewise against Madrid as well. We are definitely going to be caught as well by Liverpool. Your front
Correct.
three is no less as well. So, like I say,
Correct.
it's going to be a very fair game in that sense because both teams are equally strong. But it boils down to whose game you are playing. It's Liverpool playing Madrid's
Correct.
game, or it's Madrid playing
Correct.
Liverpool's game.
Correct.
So, which I think will change as well as we watch the game.
Yeah.
As the game
So-
progresses. And
Yeah.
that's what makes this game really intriguing, right? It's probably one of the best matchups final-wise in a number of years, if you ask me. It's two proper giants of the game of Champions League football, two European royalties, right? I mean, the number one in terms of Champions League title up against the number two. Both got massive fan bases. And if you compare this to the 2018 final when we played, I think Madrid then had a far better squad than we had. We didn't have the
definitely.
experience.
Yeah.
We didn't have the experience. Once Salah went out, we had Lallana come in, not a like-for-like replacement. I
Definitely,
think this time we've got a squad to match Madrid.
Harry, let me correct you.
Yep.
Salah didn't go out. Salah was a victim of an assault, occasionally actual bodily harm. Okay,
Of a
big
brilliant-
difference, okay?
He was a victim of a
If-
brilliant play.
if you did that on the streets, okay, in London, you'd be
You
arrested.
go to jail. Go to jail.
And
Yeah.
gone to jail.
Unfortunately,
For
we're
a
talking about
jail.
football. No, unfortunately, we're talking about football, so it's fine in
Correct.
football anyway.
You know? So he was so good. And I think we were without Van Dijk. I think also that's the one where he was injured. I think for
No,
some time.
Van Dijk played. But I think
Van Dijk
in
played.
terms of, I think midfield we had a lot of injuries and a lot of people coming back. I think Emre
No,
Can was still playing.
but Harry, that game we lost not because we lost Salah. That game is because we played with 10 players only.
Loris Karius.
We didn't have goalkeeper.
Yes, we did.
You should have
we
scored
did.
more than.
We did have a
Gifted.
goalkeeper. We did have a goalkeeper. He was just wearing the white on that night. Like, he was wearing the
Gloves.
white of Madrid on that night.
That's right.
No, but in all honesty, right, this Liverpool team 4 years later that Madrid is playing, honestly speaking, is way stronger than the team we actually met 4 years ago. You guys have been building on, you have been strengthening your squad, and the Madrid team that you're facing now is a Madrid team that's going to transition, losing a lot of players, young players coming in. So I definitely would give probably the edge a bit to Liverpool because look, 4 years down the road, you're more matured now. Whereas we now are growing. So I see ourselves probably 4 years down the road being where you are. So there'll be definitely a bit of an advantage to Liverpool for this game.
All the
Regardless-
bookies have given odds in favor of Liverpool. So I'm very scared about that.
I'm also very scared about that, to be honest. But let's see. But
I'm not.
Let's go around. Let's go around.
Ram,
I mean, we've
Ram,
talked
your
about the game.
opinion counts so long as it is neutral and objective.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Out-
it is.
out-
It's very neutral.
Outside of that, okay, we don't care.
We don't get-
Yeah. I'm hoping for your opinions to be neutral also, but half the time it's like United this, United that. I'm like, okay lah, I will give my voice.
Actually, Ram, now that you mentioned it, actually we can't call you Manchester United this season. We have to call you all Manchester Disunited and disjointed.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to that. I have no hard feelings to that. I agree with that. I'm just so happy things have changed now. So hopefully things.
Don't
can
be happy too
No,
fast,
it's
my
not
friend.
changed
Don't be
yet.
happy
Nothing's
too fast,
changed
my
yet.
friend.
things have
Things
started to
change.
change. It's just the beginning
Yeah,
for you.
started. It's the beginning. So it's a good beginning.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
start.
don't know if
Enjoy Ram watching the game because you guys are not in it next year. So I don't think you're gonna be waking up to watch Champions League anyway.
Thanks,
So you have no reason to
Samson.
watch.
Thank you,
Hey, that's not
Samson.
fair.
Keep
That's not
holding
fair.
to your
That's not fair.
balls.
Europa League,
Ram is
man.
Ram is our friend. We can't say he will be there next year. The team won't be, but he will be there.
Giri, I love you and hate you at the same time, but I love you all. Okay,
That's what my mother also says.
Lucky you didn't say your wife also says that, Giri.
Hey, bro, I don't sleep next to my mother, so I can say everything about my mom.
Yes, we will, Coach Dom. Yes, we will, Coach Dom.
Yes.
Okay, but quick one, guys. We've spoken about the game in depth. Let's get some predictions all around, man. Everyone's pumped up. It's going to be a firecracker of the game. I'm going to start with Samson. Samson, give us a prediction, my friend.
3-1 Liverpool.
Okay, in extra time
That's
or in 90 minutes?
optimistic.
Nah, 90 minutes. 90 minutes. 3-1.
Brilliant.
That's optimistic.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Jaimal, over to you, my friend.
2-1 Madrid.
2-1 to Madrid. Going to be a close game. That's what we all feel. Giri.
3-2 Liverpool in extra time.
Oh, that's going to be one of those games where you're biting your nails throughout the game. I'm actually going to be a bit brave here. I'm going to be Ram. Let me get your prediction first, Come on, Ram,
I was
as a
waiting for
neutral.
my prediction. It's like
Yeah.
you forgot about me. Anyway,
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be 2-2, 90 minutes. I think Real will take it on 6-5 penalties.
Wow.
Penalties to 6-5.
6-5.
But I don't think Real Madrid will go to penalties. They might just score another dramatic goal like the last 3 games. Just win it.
Yeah, that's how they
As
normally
long
do
as
it, isn't
Liverpool
it?
loses, I'm happy. So it's fine.
That's what I'm afraid
Keep
of.
hoping, keep hoping.
I'm gonna go. My prediction. I'm actually gonna agree with Samson. I'm gonna go with a 3-1. I think it's gonna be a tight game, but I've just got this feeling of Liverpool are leading 2-1, and with Madrid pushing on late in the game with the pace we have up front, we might be able to score on the break. That's why I'm going 3-1. So it's not as if we're going to win comfortably. I think it's going to be so tight, and then right at the very dead, we might break on Madrid with Madrid attacking in full force, and that's where we may get a third goal. But to be honest, it's anyone's game. This one.
Yep,
I mean,
without
Madrid
doubt,
is a formidable opponent and one that never gives in. I'm a big fan of Carlo Ancelotti, to be honest, as a manager. Really calm man and a sensational manager. Everyone speaks very highly of him. So I think that's the other thing we've got to appreciate, right? We've got 2 world-class coaches tomorrow and both play the game the right way. Both have the right attitude. Both have a lot of respect for one another as well. So it's going to be a classy game, man. Awesome, guys.
Yep.
Ram, over to you, my friend.
Well, it's been awesome. It's been awesome being back on the Plot Malaysia. Thank you very, very much, Samson, Giri, and of course, Jaimal, for being part of our show. I think you guys are really going to have a mouth-watering clash tomorrow. I'm going to watch it as a neutral perspective, and I hope Real Madrid wins. I don't know how it's neutral, but
I like your concept of neutrality.
Yes, everyone tells me the same thing. But then again,
you're like Switzerland. We are neutral in World War II, but the Nazis and this side, everybody can put the money in our banks.
They're so unbalanced. That's why they're conceding so much a goal. They don't know what's neutral.
So on the end of it, of course, it's going to be a mouth-watering clash. I really hope, I wish the best to both the teams. May the best team wins. And of course, wish you guys, an awesome Champions League final. So, without further ado, thank you very much. This is
Ram. Just before you leave us, I also want to thank the Plot Malaysia on behalf of KL Copites for always having us on this show, and to thank Ram for accepting our invitation and being our guest tomorrow evening. Looking forward to you assisting me in the lucky draws and stuff like that. Of course, if you can send me a very nice image of your show with the both of you all, I'd like to put it up on the screen and do some cross marketing and promotion of your site. So please send
do
that to us.
We'll do that, Giri. Let me speak to Ram
And
about it. We'll
we,
do that,
we,
man.
we look forward to the future work that we can both of us do together in the season
Definitely.
ahead.
I'm looking forward to the viewing party tomorrow, man. Giri, it's going to be awesome. Looking forward to
Definitely.
catching you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. It's been
Thank you,
wonderful.
Giri, once
Thanks,
again.
guys. Thanks for having me. Yep.
Thanks,
Jaimal,
guys, and
all the best.
Good luck to
Thank you.
everyone.
All the best, Jaimal.
Hey, all the best,
All the
guys.
best.
Yep.
All the
All
best.
the best.
Signing
Bye.
off. Signing off from the plot Malaysia. This is the show for the fans.
Bye, the fans.
All right, you guys got it. Absolutely awesome.
Okay, take care, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Ale,
Bye.
ale,
Yes.
ale. Cheers, guys.
Ale.
Cheers,
Cheers.
cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.